Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Let's spike the punch, grind to usher, and talk about our favorite topic, ourselves.
Hello, I am Donny and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea and I am the cute one.
Are you wearing a vintage football jersey?
No, I'm wearing a Christmas sweater, Donny.
It looks cute.
Huh. You know, there are days that I log on and I expect it from you. Today when I logged on and you started giggling and I said, "What?" And you said, "I'll save it." I couldn't even fathom what you'd be making fun of me for because this is a cute little preppy outfit, Donny.
I think it's just the color scheme. And then you're in front of like a muted wall, whatever. It looks like you're in like a movie about the origins of football, like in the 1920s, you know?
Ooh, like I'm going to strap on like a leather helmet and get a concussion.
Yeah, that's exactly what you look like.
Okay. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. We have launched into our Christmas movies, and I guess this first sentence is apt because it was a horror film.
So we are covering Krampus. We're kicking off the holiday season with one of my favorite Christmas films. I've been waiting. This is the 10-year anniversary this year, and that's our rule. We don't cover movies before the 10-year mark. So for the people who DM'd me telling me, when are you going to cover
Moonfall. Everybody's begging for Moonfall. We got to wait
Moonfall,
a
but
couple more
also
years.
Ingrid Goes West, I got a lot this week because I highlighted Elizabeth Olsen's career on my Instagram, and people were like, you have to cover Ingrid Goes West. It's basically written for the cuties. And I said, well, we'll get to it in 2 years.
Yeah, that is the magic of this podcast is time continues. So we will eventually get to cover every movie until the world explodes or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe we're only 4 years out from being able to cover Ma. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Anyway, Krampus is what we're covering, and this movie premiered December 4th, 2015. Hello by Adele was the #1 song in the United States. Star Wars The Force Awakens was top of the box office. Melanie Griffith and Antonio Banderas divorced after 19 years of marriage. And the Pentagon announced all combat jobs were open to women.
Wonderful. Feminism. Yeah. Back to more feminism, Adele. That song coming out in December, I remember it so clearly because I feel like a lot of times people call me a weirdo and they've met this version of me, and that's true. But what I need people to know is I used to be so much weirder because at least now I have people who are consuming the content that I make. But I specifically remember in 2015, I set up all of my nutcrackers and then I made a little music video to Hello. The nutcrackers would open their mouth and then it's me. And I did it literally just for myself to make myself laugh. Now, I do think I posted it on my personal Instagram, probably got 1 like, and it was probably my mom.
Look at that. And for those of you following along, this was only 10 years ago. So you can do the math of how old that made Chelsea doing this, but God bless. It takes all kinds.
I don't think you can throw stones, Mr. Glasshouse over there. I've seen that wig propped up on your mirror.
I didn't post that online. That was just for me.
True.
It does sound like I'm coming for you, but I really am not. There is an in-between, I feel like. Like if you're like a actual content creator online and you put like any kind of nonsense into the abyss, or if you do it for yourself, and that's fine too. But there's an in-between where like if you are only getting 1 like, or if you are only posting to your 65 followers because you only follow people from your current job, there is a weird in-between where it just is cringy, I think, you know?
Yeah, it's weird because I think that it's also different if you are trying to become a content creator. There is just going to be a natural cringy portion where you only have 10 people and you are putting your heart and soul and full bussy into it, as the people say, you know? But I do follow a couple people who do like talk to the camera or let's do a unboxing with me. And I'm like, but you are on private and you follow 40 people.
Yeah.
There's a weird thing of like, who is this for? But again, I did create a music video full of my nutcrackers. So sometimes the answer might just be, it's for me. Hello, it's me.
I know. If it's just for you, though, that's fine. I've done plenty of things just for me. Anyway, if today's episode makes you laugh or scream or make a nutcracker say hello,
or subtweet people that you follow on Instagram, because I think that's what Donny and I were both just doing.
Do us a favor and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. A 5-star review is the easiest way to help us grow our audience and this community. Thank you. Also, plenty happening on Patreon at all times.
Lots happening on Patreon, which we should talk offline about this, but we should do another cutie happy hour when you're in town with me.
Okay, great. Love that. The movie was written by Todd Casey, Michael Dougherty, and Zach Shields, who among them wrote Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Superman Returns, X-Men 2, and Urban Legends Bloody Mary. It was directed by Michael Dougherty, who also directed Trick or Treat, which I never saw. Did you?
I don't think so.
It's like a famous Halloween movie. People love it. Made for like freaks, you know, like it's not like top of the box office Halloween movie.
But like cult following type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's add it to the list.
Yeah, let's. The budget was $15 million and it made $61.5 million. And it won a lot of awards at horror festivals, but that wasn't good enough for Stephen Whitty of the New York Daily News. Roger Ebert was dead, so we're highlighting someone else. Stephen Whitty of the New York Daily News said, "No one has been too naughty to be subjected to this reindeer poop."
Oh, no.
I know. Stephen Whitty did not like it. For taglines, the one I brought, I'm proud of. It goes like this. "'Tis the season to die."
Oh, I like that one. You're
Thank you.
so good at this, Donny. I don't think
Thank
we
you.
need to be adding another job to your current resume, but you'd be good at it.
I would love this job.
Mine is, you better not pout, you better not cry.
I like that. And it goes hand in hand. One of the real ones is you better watch out.
I was alluding to that, but they just went right for it, and I admire that.
They said people are not as smart as we're giving them credit for. Let's just tell them what to think. They also said, "Will you survive this Christmas?" And the third one is, "You don't want to be on his list."
I'm fine with that one.
Also, what I'm not fine with, but I mean, what else would we use, I guess? The snow in this movie was made from ripped up diapers.
I feel like there could be many options besides ripped up diapers. There was so much snow in this movie.
Well, that's a lot of ripped up diapers. I feel like diapers are always, in times of crisis, in a blizzard, in COVID, I feel like toilet paper, milk, eggs, and diapers are always sold out. So why waste this?
Yeah, people are always needing diapers. I feel like those could have been donated and had better use, certainly.
But with that said, the snow looked great.
It did look great, and I guess they are moving in the right direction because let's not forget that the snow in The Wizard of Oz was asbestos.
We're making the snow as best as we can.
Like what you're hearing? Head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for more.
There you can find uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes.
That's patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne. See you there.
What character, if any, do you identify as?
This was an easy one for me this week, Donny.
Uh-huh.
He's a little rough around the edges, but I identify as the only good parent in this entire movie, Uncle Howard.
Okay. I'm your daughter, because my dad also wishes I was born a boy.
I love that.
Thank you. I'm going to give you 1 minute on the clock. Feel free to use as much of it as you'd like. And I want you to give me a synopsis of this movie.
Sure. In an upside-down version of Where the Wild Things Are, this Max practices radical acceptance and comes to terms with the fact that his family absolutely sucks, only to be hunted down by toys, gremlins, and Pillsbury Doughboys. And when it's time to fight the big bad, Krampus, we learn the true meaning of Christmas, being trapped with your family for eternity.
That's beautiful. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And that means fathers being overworked, families too busy for normal traditions, children being made fun of for still believing in Santa, and just general family turmoil. And that's all just in the Engel household.
This was the first time I had seen this movie. I think it was cute. We'll get to some of my criticisms of this film, but I will say this scene hooked me immediately. I love a montage with happy, cheery music juxtaposed with like the reality of the situation. We covered Home for the Holidays. I think my brother was a guest, so go back and listen to that one, cuties. But one of my favorite scenes in that movie is the unspoken eye contact of the two adult children in the back of their parents' car leaving the airport. And I feel like so much is conveyed without words. And I felt the same way of this opening. It reminded me of one of my favorite SNL sketches of the two parents being like, "Ah, what a magical Christmas," like at the end of the night. And then it just does flashbacks of like all of the shitty parts of the day as they're like romanticizing and waxing poetic about it. So I loved this opening.
Oh, good. Glad we got you. Also, I like that you said, I think it was my brother that was the guest. Nobody else was going to cover that movie with us.
Fair. Maybe my mom. It's also her favorite movie.
Oh, look at that. Thank God for Max Engel's grandmother, Omi, who spreads Christmas cheer and tells her grandson she still believes in Santa and urges him to write a letter to Santa. And this is not on my outline, so God only knows why I'm asking it. I don't even have an answer. I do feel like families, all families, not just mine, not just yours, but I do feel like all families tend to swerve in a not so happy direction during the holidays. Is there anyone that like tries to get your family on track? For me, I'll answer. For me, It's my mom. And one year, my ex-husband and my dad were like arguing about something that I'm fully on my ex-husband's side. My family was in the wrong, and they were like arguing. It got loud, whatever. And then my mom, literally, it was like scripted. She's like, come on, guys, it's Christmas.
Come on, brother. It's Christmas. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I am the Christmas elf. I love Christmas. I go into each and every season being like, this is the year. This is the year. It's going to be holly and jolly. But, and I think I've shared this before, my brother and I, all roads lead back to SNL and South Park. Sorry, cuties, I am who I am. New year, same me. But we look at each other, and it's from an SNL sketch, but we sing the song, Christmas is ruined for everyone. So if tensions are high, or if somebody makes a crazy comment, or if somebody comments on somebody's weight gain, etc., we just look at each other and say, Christmas is ruined for everyone. And it does take some of the tension out. But I'll post the full SNL sketch for the cuties to enjoy, but I highly recommend.
Great. I'm glad you said that it breaks the tension a little bit. I think that would make me madder. If I was in a tiff with someone and then you and your brother started singing that, not you and your brother, because I wouldn't be in the same Christmas function fighting with someone. If I was fighting with my dad and then my sister started singing that, I think then I would just direct my anger to them.
Yeah, but it is kind of a way of doing that, of holding up a mirror and being like, you're fighting with someone on Christmas. Like, this is ridiculous. Get it together.
But also sometimes the bitch needs it.
I will say within my nuclear family, there's not tension. It's just the fact that my family is so big. And so a lot of times there are like 4 different family holiday parties we need to hit in one day. It's the 4 Christmases conundrum. Too much. Just say no.
I get it. And now I will say, and this wasn't on my outline. I had it in my outline, took it out because I felt like I shouldn't be talking about it on the podcast. And yet, here we are.
Let me mark the time to see where you're going to text me to say, put it on the Patreon. Go on.
1642. Isn't that the year Columbus sailed the ocean blue?
1642, 1742, 1842. It's 42.
Wow. Anyway, that'll be an easy way to remember.
And he was on the Titanic during 9/11.
Look at that. So my family has all but fallen apart, so which is terrible.
But inevitable?
I can't wait. And he can't listen to the podcast, so you can leave this on. But originally, it was supposed to be a Thanksgiving outfit, but it didn't come in time. So now, for Christmas, me and my nephew have matching Vanessa Hudgens shirts.
I love that. I thought you were talking about your dad because you were talking about your family, and then you're like, he can't listen to the podcast. And we know that your dad has been trying for years to have access to this podcast. It confounds him every time. But no, quite literally, your less than 1-year-old nephew can't listen to the podcast just yet.
You know what else he can't do? And then we'll loop back to the thing that I shouldn't be talking about. He also can't play with any toys worth a damn. I was looking for stuff to get him for Christmas, and there's really not much. What?
Oh, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Just had to close that loop.
I'm glad you were looking it up because you didn't really yes and me about infants not being able to play with toys the way I thought you would.
What do you want me to say? I know. What's the deal with babies and their object permanence?
Yeah, that is exactly that. Just cut to that when you edit.
What am I going to edit in this episode, by the way? We are recording 1 hour later than we usually do. You've already had an event that you posted, and I don't know what I've done. I ate a Chipotle burrito this morning for breakfast. We're just really, I feel like, beep bopping around.
It's because I think the outline's weak. So my brain is like trying to fix it.
Well,
like when we have a bad guest, you know?
This time the bad guest is us. Okay, sorry.
Plus, this is a Christmas conversation. So skip D&E and F you up. So anyway, I think I'm going to get my nephew a DJ set for babies, but it's really like for a 3-year-old. But a baby can at least like put a hand out and touch a button, and anything he can't do, I can do the rest. Like that.
Uh-huh. Well, now we're getting to the real crux of the issue is that you want to buy toys you can play with. But they do have, it's like a blanket, but it's an electronic blanket that has different things that you can go and press and stuff. Now, you will be setting the precedent of the annoying uncle buying annoying toys because it is just a menace because those babies love those things. But it's basically like a DJ set for babies because they can just crawl around and whack it.
Okay, I'll definitely get that. And I'm not worried about that because my whole family is annoying. Like, they're all so loud. You can't sleep in this house past 7 a.m. if you're a guest. Like, they're all loud at all times to the point where, like, if you're trying to watch something with them, we have 5 different phones playing whatever TikTok they're looking at. We have the baby's music going. I just don't watch things that matter when I'm there.
I would be so overstimulated. Every once in a while, I walk around the house and I just turn off all of the devices and TVs that nobody's watching anymore. And I'm like, why are we listening simultaneously to K-pop Demon Hunters on the boombox? We've got Bluey on the television. Then in this room here, we're listening to new music. We've got Sapphire playing the drums downstairs. Just everybody shut the fuck up.
It really bothers me. And then, like, if I was somehow able to just focus on what I'm trying to focus on, and I succeeded in that task, which I would never would. But if I was, then sometimes like the family members show you the TikTok. Like, oh, did you see Travis Kelce wrote this Christmas song? No. Why would I see that? And I'm trying to watch this Lea Michele Christmas movie that you're supposed to be watching as well. Anyway.
Your family's falling apart.
Yeah, here we are. So my family all but fell apart from like the family tree branches. Like me and my mom and my dad and my sister's husband. I'm kind of a connector to all branches of the family tree, so I can do my 4 Christmases. I don't. I say no. I do 1 a day, sometimes 1 a trip, but I am that connector.
You do the 8 nights of Donica.
Yeah! Look at that. Love that. I'm going to buy everyone a dreidel. I do that, but also, as fucked as that is, that the family tree branches were cut down, it's also freeing because then, like, everyone can just be happy. Like, you're not there pretending you like each other, and then, like, obviously not, and that resentment pours out, and someone has to say, Christmas is ruined for everyone, because everyone's just with the people they want to be with.
Yeah, I love that.
Me too.
One day, maybe my family will do the same.
If moods weren't fucked enough with only 5 people in the house, Toni Collette's sister, which, by the way, Chelsea, my face blind queen, you'll know the answer to what I
already know the question. Go ahead.
Really? Who does the sister-in-law remind me of?
Melanie Lynskey. It's not her, but I thought it was her for half the movie until I said, God, Melanie Lynskey's great. And I was watching it with Dr. Bald. He took the biggest sigh and he said, I knew that you thought that this was her.
Why'd he ruin it for you?
She is a Melanie Lynskey type.
Yeah, I'm sure that these women have seen each other in audition rooms before.
100%. Yeah, because they go after the same roles. They look very similar. I believe this one, though, is in that new Catholic hospital show with one Ariana Maddox of Vanderpump Rules. Which that is a sentence.
Yeah.
That exists.
I'm sorry, what? Wait. Let me look. Because I've definitely seen this woman before.
She's in a lot. I looked up her IMDb. Yeah. She's in a lot of stuff. And she was the main character in season 1 of Fargo. I don't know if you watched that.
I didn't, but I'm familiar. St. Denis Medical?
Mm-hmm.
Ariana's in that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. Good for you. So Toni Collette's sister, not Melanie Lynskey, brings her husband that doesn't get along with Toni Collette's husband, Adam Scott. She also brings her 4 butch kids that don't get along with their cousins, and cranky drunk Aunt Dorothy, who doesn't get along with anyone, over for the week of Christmas.
This cast is incredible.
Even without Melanie Lynskey.
Even without Melanie Lynskey, they still managed to pull it off.
Yeah.
Aunt Dorothy, a star, the star of the show in my eyes, but I thought that she was Mimi from the Drew Carey show, just energetically for a while. And I know it's not. I know that it doesn't match up time-wise, age-wise, anything-wise, but I did think it was her for a while.
It might match up age-wise. Maybe.
I don't know. It's
I don't know.
hard. That blue eyeshadow masks anything.
I
Who needs
know.
plastic surgery when you've got eyeshadow up to your hairline? I definitely like have a core memory from her, and I was looking through her IMDb and I couldn't quite pinpoint it. But who I have many core memories with is Toni Collette. I cannot believe this woman does not have an Oscar. I feel like every movie she touches is gold.
I fully agree. I love Toni Collette. And that's why I'm shocked that you said the movie was just cute, because I do know you like Adam Scott as well.
I do love Adam Scott as well. Honestly, the cast backfired for you because I saw this opening scene, then I saw the cast of characters we were working with, and I just feel like I could make this movie better. Not me personally being in it, but me having a hand in the creative cookie jar.
Okay.
But I will say
we'll
another
get to
positive thing. I do think that not Melanie Linsky and Toni Collette was brilliant sister casting. Like, I totally believed it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like to pull this card often. I think I only did it to you with Sucker Punch and maybe something else. I think you just didn't get
enough.
it. Yeah, you just didn't get it.
Okay.
And at the Christmas Eve dinner from hell, not Melanie Linsky talks shit about Toni Collette's meal, Howard talks shit about Adam Scott's past, Aunt Dorothy talks shit about her shit, and Max's butch cousins torment Max about his letter to Santa. The letter that says he wishes his parents would fall in love again, that he could hang out with his sister more, that things weren't so hard for his trash aunt and uncle, and that his uncle would stop wishing his butch daughters were boys. When the letter's fully read, Max whoops his cousins' asses before telling everyone in the room he hates them.
This was so sad.
I know.
It was also a little bit Coco-coded, so I was feeling a lot of things at the top of the movie.
I'm glad you brought Coco into this, because I also was reminded of our dear Coco during this film, because I think she will summon Krampus. And not on accident. Not because she's heartbroken and rips up a letter to Santa. She'll do it on purpose.
I think that when she finds out the truth about Santa, she might say, you lied to me for 8 years? You got another thing coming, bitch. Cancel Clear Universe. We don't need Krampus here.
Unless he comes a week late, because that would make my visit for New Year's Eve memorable.
It sure would. Boarding up those windows and biting off legs or whatever.
What I love about this movie is that the first 40 minutes of it are just like a regular Christmas movie.
I loved the first 40 minutes.
Me too. Love it. It is very Home Alone when Kevin's like, choke on a dick, Uncle Herbert, like that, and that kind of stuff, which then made me remember I'm currently not watching porn for anyone following along with my life. Currently not watching porn on a no porn journey. So I am instead reading erotic fiction. And the other day I found a festive one that was the same plot as Home Alone, but without a child. Don't be gross. It's about a straight college student instead who's always been a little curious. So then when a burglar comes into his house, he ties the burglar up and punishes him.
Oh, no.
But don't worry, there is consent in it. As he's about to fuck him, then he says, wait, I don't think I can do this if you don't agree. And then the burglar's like, I agree.
Oh, so the burglar learns a little lesson, too, about breaking and entering.
Yeah. Yeah.
We love erotic fiction with a message.
Yeah. Cuties. You may have heard of HelloFresh. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But this fall, they're serving up even more to love. This isn't the HelloFresh you remember. It's bigger. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Dig into bigger portions that'll keep everyone satisfied. It's healthier. Feel great with an even healthier menu. Choose from 15+ high-protein recipes each week with options like grass-fed ribeyes or lamb chops. HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new veggie-packed recipes that have 2 or more veggies per dish. And it's tastier. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. Now with 3 times the seafood options. Savor the season with hearty fall recipes like classic beef chili or honey-glazed pork tenderloin. Discover new seasonal produce each week, from leeks to broccolini to Italian eggplant and more. I cannot get enough of HelloFresh. You know, the last time I went to the grocery store, the electric was out. I fully told myself, today I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to go to the grocery store and not order fast food. I arrived at the grocery store as planned, and the electric was out. And they told me, sorry, no one can come in. So what did I do? I went home and ordered fast food. Now, if that would have been a week I had HelloFresh, I could have went home and made HelloFresh. So guess what this week is? A week I had HelloFresh. I'm not falling for this grocery store blackout ever again. You can't get me twice. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/cute110FM now to get 10 free meals and free breakfast for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/cute110FM to get 10 free meals and free breakfast for life. And although his dad tells him that he should love these assholes in the dining room because this is what family is, people you try to be friends with even though you don't have a lot in common, Max doesn't want to hear it and rips up his letter before throwing it out of his bedroom window. And Max is a little dramatic. This is a drama queen on our hands.
Is he dramatic or is he the truth teller of the family? Is he the only one shining a flashlight on these dynamics? Is he the only one who's speaking up when he sees things that aren't going well?
Chelsea, that is all fine. I'm talking about ripping up the letter and throwing it out the window. Okay. That's dramatic. But I'm reminded, this is my graduation speech, I'm reminded of a little boy that was once also dramatic. That little boy is me. Because my sister, the middle one who teaches high school English, she told her students about me this week because they were talking about seeing themselves cry. And she said, I told them how you used to come into my room to cry. My sister's doors were mirrors. So whenever I cried, I would go in her room and cry in front of the mirror door so I would cry more. Gen Z's in high school right now, or is it Gen Alpha already?
I think it's the tail end of Gen Z, or that weird like transition generation that's like a little bit of both.
Well, whoever it is called me a diva.
Love that.
Thank you. Me too.
They're like, he ate.
They did. Then she showed them my Gap commercial when I worked at Neshaminy Mall, Holidays at the Gap. Oh, snap. And they said, period, we love a talented queen.
Wait till they discover this podcast.
I know, I can't wait. One thing the family does have in common is being snowed in, because that night, an unexpected blizzard hits the town, trapping the family inside. That doesn't stop someone from building a snowman in the Engels' front yard and leaving a bag of gifts on their porch. And while the family is freaking out, including Beth, who hasn't heard from her boyfriend all morning, and trudges through the storm to go check on him, Omi makes hot chocolate by the fireplace. After all, hot chocolate makes everything better. I disagree. I don't love hot chocolate.
I just don't think you like chocolate. This has come up a couple times where you like specifically go out of your way to be like, hot chocolate, Now, I'm not really a sweets person, but I do think that there is a time and a place for hot chocolate. And I think that time and place is after the first snow where you've been outside, you come back in. I don't think I've ever like finished a cup of hot chocolate, but the first couple of sips, especially if you put a little whipped cream on top, it's more of like the ceremony of it.
I would agree with that. And I will say in a week, I'm going to this like Santa's workshop with fake snow, and you see Santa and you get like dinner provided and everyone gets a free complimentary cup of hot chocolate. So I do feel like that's fine. That's cute. But it's just cute. It'll be cute with a little photo, but to actually drink it, what's the point? As an alcoholic that is currently in recovery, I feel like it's just that. Like, yes, I'm drinking a seltzer with a lime. Yes, I wish it was a vodka soda instead. And when I drink a hot chocolate, I wish it was a coffee. What adult ideally drinks a hot chocolate?
Well, that's what's always so crazy to me about the Hallmark trope of like a good 2 p.m. like giant cup of hot chocolate. I'm like, you know what all these people have? They might have the Christmas spirit in their heart, but they also have diabetes, you know?
Yeah, and probably diarrhea.
100%. Just chugging hot chocolate. And you know they're using whole milk in there too. 2% is the war on Christmas. Oat milk. Why do they hate Christians?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this teenager walking in the blizzard to go diddle her boyfriend. This would be very me-coded as a 16-year-old of like, oh, I haven't talked to him in hours. I need to go out in a blizzard. But this was the beginning for me. It started with nobody intervening as they read that poor boy's Christmas wish list at the table. And then when they let this girl walk out in a blizzard, I was like, oh God, we've done it again. Another movie with terrible parenting choices. And this was just the beginning, honestly.
Well, it's also a scary movie, Chelsea. You have to put yourself in that mind where nobody makes the right decisions here.
That is true. But the first glimpse that we got of the bad guy jumping from roof to roof, very Beast of Beauty and the Beast coded. Someone recently posed the thought, and I haven't stopped being able to think about it since. Belle teaches the Beast manners and like how to use cutlery, right?
Yeah.
The Beast was a man. He was a boy. He was a prince even. So it wasn't even like he was Anne Hathaway in the Princess Diaries. He was a prince. Why did he not know about forks?
Yeah, you're right. The only thing I can think of is that he is sizably larger than he used to be. So then, like, at some point, I wonder if he, like, just assumed forks aren't for me anymore. Like, I can't fucking use this thing. Let me just not. And then because so much time has passed not, then now we're just living that life.
It's like Emma Watson says in Perks of Being a Wallflower. We accept the love we think we deserve. And he was like, I'm a beast. I don't deserve a fork anymore.
When my ex-husband and I both gained a lot of weight, there were some positions we just couldn't do anymore. They were just off the table. So now when people reintroduce them to me, I'm like, I forgot.
Tale as old as time.
Also, I am a caring partner, I think. But this gave me Cloverfield flashbacks. Like, your boyfriend's not answering. Chances are he's dead. Why are you going to go check on him?
At this point, to be fair, it's only been a snowstorm.
Yeah, but if he's not answering.
I think that that's where, as a mom, I would say, okay, let's walk together to the boyfriend's house.
Even if it was only 2 blocks away?
In a storm like this.
Yeah, the storm was bad.
If it was a storm like this and I knew she was probably going to sneak out if I didn't let her go, I'd be like, yeah, I'll go with you. And then I can check the neighbors to see if they have power.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Looks like Beth should have had some hot chocolate because things are not better for Max's sister, who's chased by a horned figure in a cloak while headed to her boyfriend's house. And although she finds the delivery truck to hide under, the creature leaves the jack-in-the-box for her that comes alive and attacks her. And I really had a memory of the sister being a bigger part in this movie. She doesn't seem like first victim.
No, she doesn't seem like first victim at all because she's also, and I guess this was kind of the point of the movie, is like, the kids aren't bad. The kids aren't deserving any of this. But she was also like, yeah, she was a cool girl and she had a boyfriend and she was over her cousins and all of that. But like, she was a kind sister. Like, she was a good kid. So I guess that's kind of the point. It's like, Krampus comes for all.
That's true. It's been a while since I watched it. And when Max was reading his list about everything he wants, he hopes the parents find love again. He hopes him and his sister start to hang out. Like, I thought Krampus would, like, lead these people to do what Max was wishing for. Like, the dad wouldn't care that his daughters were girls because they would show how strong girls are when they XYZ and save the day. Or, like, the parents would come back together in trying to save their family, or that Max and his sister would bond and like hang out while trying to survive. But now Beth's just dead.
Yeah, Krampus is kind of like the Republican Party, where it's like, as long as you believe in Jesus, you can do whatever you want. But as soon as you give up the spirit of the holiday, you're getting dragged to hell.
Back at the house that night, Adam Scott and Toni Collette start to worry about their daughter. And although Omi warns him of the dangers of heading out, Adam Scott and his brother-in-law head out to find her. Instead, they find that her boyfriend's house has been torn the fuck up. The wall of the chimney is cracked, gingerbread men have been stabbed, and hoof prints are found in the snow. Hooves belonging to whatever creature has Beth and is dragging her through the snow. When the men follow her voice, Howard is bit and pulled under the snow by a creature, until Adam Scott uses one of Howard's Republican guns to save him. But when they return to the car, it's been torn to pieces and set on fire. So they head back to the Engel house by foot, where they board up the windows. While Adam Scott, Toni Collette, and not Melanie Linsky take care of Howard's bite, Aunt Dorothy gets the butch kids drunk, and Omi sharpens the knives and sets fire in the fireplace to make sure no unexpected visitors come through the chimney. And while Toni Collette and Adam Scott's daughter may be dead, and Howard may bleed out before the night is through, sometimes that's what families need to bond. And so Adam Scott and Howard apologize to each other, and not Melanie Linsky and Toni Collette say sweet things to each other before everyone falls asleep and the fire dims.
Insane parenting choices from H to T, as Tyra would say. I could understand if it was any of the adults that have been lost out in the wilderness, or even if you, with your own eyes, saw someone from your family be eaten by the beast from Beauty and the Beast. But they heard the daughter scream. They know she's out there. They've seen the scene of the crime. They've seen what could happen to Uncle Howard. and they're just peacefully sleeping in front of that fire.
I get where it falls apart for you. However, we know there's bad parents in the world, Chelsea. And that's why I think that you put yourself into it too much. This is not what you would do, but it is what someone would do. It's the same reason you don't like Susan.
True.
Sometimes we just need to observe and be taught lessons about other people.
I think I was just so let down by Toni Collette and Adam Scott. I expected more from them.
Yeah. But they're just pieces of shit. You brought up Tyra, H to T, and this is a Christmas episode, so I'm just going to ask, did you listen to her new Christmas song?
I did not, but I did see that you have said something
Dethroned
crazy.
Mariah,
Dethroned Mariah Carey, which, wow.
There's a new Queen of Christmas, and her name is Tyra Banks. Santa's Smize, available now wherever you stream your music.
Her next single is going to be Santa's Makeover, where she shaves Santa's head and shaves down little veneers to give him a gap in his front teeth.
You could never make me hate Tyra. With 50 minutes left in the movie, this is where things start to really pop off. First, a strand of jingle bells and a gingerbread is lowered down the chimney, where one of the fat butch cousin eats it, until the gingerbread man comes alive and pulls the fat butch up the chimney, causing a log to roll out of the fire and set the Christmas tree on fire. Did you like the pacing of this movie? I loved it. I like that we had a real Christmas movie the first 40 minutes, and then the last 50 is all just like hell to pay.
I think it could have been shorter, but that's nothing personal against this movie. That's pretty much, if you asked me about any movie, I would say it could be shorter. But okay. I didn't mind the pacing. I loved the first half of it. Yeah, I loved the first 40 minutes. I felt like that's where they really played to this cast's strengths of it being a dark humor Christmas type of movie.
Well, I think that's how we got this cast to sign on.
I think that we got so close. And again, I really liked this movie, and I'm just pointing out things that would have made it like an all-timer for me.
Yeah.
Because I laughed out loud when that gingerbread man with a bite out of his head was like, like, I couldn't believe that this was the route we were going. It was campy. It was silly. Yeah. It made me laugh. It was creepy. I feel like they leaned too much into that. And I wish that it could have been the juxtaposition of like actual scary things versus the cast having that relief of tension and making you laugh, because a one-off or every once in a while of a crazy CGI gingerbread man would have been good. But then we just got scene after scene after scene of these CGI creatures. And that's when I was like, okay, we've lost the plot a little bit here.
She just didn't get it. The family works together to save the tree, but not the fat butch, apparently. And while this is when a grandmother would usually offer caring words, Omi instead speaks English for the first time to tell the family this is all their fault, before she continues her origin story. When she was a poor little girl, her village forgot the meaning of Christmas and were all pieces of shit, including her parents who ripped her Santa doll in half. Pissed off, she threw the ripped up Santa doll in the fire and wished for her family to disappear. And in a lesson that Macaulay Culkin could have taught her, be careful what you wish for, instead of Santa arriving, the shadow of St. Nicholas did, Krampus, and dragged her entire family to the underworld. Her entire family, except for her, leaving a sleigh bell with his name on it to remind her of what happens when hope is lost and the spirit of Christmas dies.
This bitch could have said some warning signs earlier on, for sure.
Yeah.
She knew as soon as that blizzard came in, she was doing the Diane Keaton shrug of the cardigan. Like, she knew something was up, and yet she did still let her granddaughter go out in that storm. But I did love how they did her backstory. I thought it was so cute to do the wink and the nod to the claymation movies. I really liked that a lot. Ooh. A very creative movie.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm sure I spoke about Krampus here before, no?
I don't think so. Or maybe I was granted a Christmas wish to forget, but here we are.
When my former roommate Anthony and I wrote Snow Joke, Christmas sketch show, one of the sketches was Krampusy, and it was me as a little boy, and then my friend Emily from Fat Sister fame, she played my mom. She was a divorced mother, and she was like trying to get Christmas dinner ready before the family comes over, and then every time she leaves the room to go check on the turkey or whatever, Anthony came out in just underwear and a harness and a horn hat mask, and he was Krampusy, and he would sing songs like Grandma got run over by a reindeer, but Grandpa's into fisting, don't you know? Things like that. And then he would just like say those little poems and leave, and then I would be scared and scream for my mom. My mom would come back. He was nowhere to be seen. She would leave again. Same thing happened like 3 times. Rule of threes, comedy rule. Then the third time he came out and did her thing, the mom came in at the same time, and then I'm like, it's Krampus, it's Krampus. And then the mom's like, no, it's not. And she takes off Anthony's mask. She's like, this is your cousin Michael. And then he was like, I got into town early. I'm getting ready to go to the Manhole, a gay club. A twist. We love a twist.
We do love a twist. M. Night Shyamalan, who?
Yeah, and that's it, Krampussy. Although all signs point to this story being real because there's the creature attacking them and a child was just pulled up the chimney by a gingerbread man, the in-laws don't believe her. That is, until the rest of Howard and not Melanie Linsky's children are attacked by gingerbread men and eaten by the Jack-in-the-Box that got Beth. But nothing beats a parent's love, and so Howard takes care of the gingerbread men while not Melanie Linsky kills the toys. Most of them. The Jack-in-the-Box that ate one of the kids is still alive and well, and as Aunt Dorothy is about to finish it off, elves break through the window and take Howard, Dorothy, and the baby. Adam Scott leads the remaining family members to a snowplow he saw down the road, but his mother refuses, staying in the house to confront Krampus, which is a cute idea in theory, but Krampus brings a bag full of toys that fuck old Granny up. Oh my God.
Oh, boo. Now, this scene where Grandma gets tongued down by Krampus.
That's my second favorite Christmas song. Grandma got tongued down by Krampus.
I have been reading way too much fairy porn. It might be time to take a break because when Krampus had his little talon and like caressed her cheek and then she looked down, that's just describing any sex scene in any of the books that I've been reading over the last 24 months. But in those books, she would have looked down, and instead of the bag, it would have just been a big old fairy dick. And then they would have got to fucking.
Why not?
Then we saw that tongue. I was like, oh, there would have been 4 chapters about that tongue.
And then the elves could kiss all over your nether regions.
Perfect height, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The snowplow was just as cute in theory as confronting Krampus, but the creature under the snow has other plans and drags Adam Scott, Toni Collette, and not Melanie Linsky under the snow. Luckily, the one remaining Butch cousin and Max make it to the snowplow safely. Unluckily, they don't get it moving, so elves break in and take the Butch cousin, leaving Max as our final girl, who pushes the elves into the snow to be eaten by the snow creature. As Max is about to chase after his cousin, Krampus arrives with his ripped-up letter and a sleigh bell, a reminder of what happens when hope is lost, when belief is forgotten, and the Christmas spirit dies. Max takes back his wish and begs to be sacrificed to save his family, to which Krampus grants him a trip to hell when he laughs and throws his cousin and him in a volcano, but not before Max apologizes and says he just wanted Christmas to be like it used to be.
Did you cry at this part? Because this is very reminiscent of that Glee episode that made you cry. Mr. Shu literally gave a monologue about how he wanted Christmas to be like it used to be.
Well, that was inspirational.
Okay.
This was dangling over a pit of hell. I would say all kinds of things.
Okay. I just wanted to see where the consistency was, but apparently it's just old Mr. Shu that gets the tear ducts working.
It really does. But just like Ebenezer Scrooge, he wakes up on his own bed, having had one hell of a dream that taught him the true meaning of Christmas. So, with his priorities in order, he joins his whole family downstairs for a wonderful Christmas morning full of love, laughs, and a sleigh bell from Krampus as his first gift. Because it wasn't a dream, and now his whole family is stuck in a snow globe that Krampus stores in his little demon office. Christmas is how it used to be. Max got his wish. Happy holidays. Now, Chelsea, there are 2 theories on Reddit and other places, YouTube even, of what this means. How do you think this movie ended?
I assumed that they are prisoners of Krampus now, that they are stuck in the snow globes. And because Santa is eternal, and so he's been making toys for all this time, Krampus is eternal. And so Santa giveth and Krampus taketh away.
But you think they're there for eternity?
Yeah, they're
right?
stuck. I assumed they're stuck in that snow globe now.
That's what I think. But there are people online, I think, who just root for a happy ending. But there are a lot of people that think think this is a second chance and like Krampus will check in again. But I think no. I think they're just stuck.
I guess that would be consistent with the fact that the grandmother has the bell and she wasn't trapped in her own snow globe. like she was able to travel and create a new family. So maybe that does make sense that they are just getting checked in on.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I would argue that if I knew Krampus was checking in on me, again, I might share with my family, hey, family, let me tell you a tale at the first sign of Krampus, but maybe she signed an NDA. Maybe that's part of getting snow globed.
Oh, what if she was already in a snow globe and now they're in a snow globe? That's a good sequel. If they get out of Max's snow globe and then they find out, oh, but we're still in Grandma's snow globe because she fucked us.
Snow globe inception. All the snow starts going sideways. Final thoughts. If we were to bring this movie to present day, who would you cast in the reboot, or what would the plot of a sequel be?
You can go first.
Okay. I think bring this cast back. And I think that we start with now the next generation has kids and we get to see the new family dynamics.
Are they out of the snow globe or in?
Maybe we as the audience think they're out of the snow globe.
Okay.
And then we realize at the end that Krampus has been watching them. And basically, you know, it's the argument of like, is everything predetermined or do we have free will? Is free will just an illusion? You know?
Beautiful. I
just want to see this cast together again, basically.
No, yeah, for sure. Mine is, with various families going missing around the holidays, the legend of Krampus has spread. So much so that a masked killer dressed as the Christmas demon begins targeting teens. And as bodies pile up, our lead, Jenna Ortega, starts to suspect the truth. The monster stalking them isn't supernatural. It's human. But spoiler alert, she unmasks the killer as her friend, played by Jacob Tremblay, just in time for the real Krampus to make a visit, wanting to punish him and anyone in his circle for using his likeness.
And then at the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie, she calls her dad because she's like away at college or whatever. She can't come home because there's a snowstorm. She calls her dad and it's Max.
That's good.
Yeah, love that. So final thoughts. What about this movie aged well and what aged like Blockbuster?
I think it's a perfect film. For the family to be problematic and basically MAGA, they really didn't like say much that was crossing the line. And like we rewatch now and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. They hinted like, oh, we have problematic views, but they didn't like weigh down on it to the point where like you can't even watch it now and enjoy it. Also, I think the CGI is supposed to be campy, so it works.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that the CGI-ness was silly even as it came out, so it ages well because it's still silly. I think, honestly, for as much criticism as I had for it, that criticism came from a place of, it was a really good movie. I'll definitely watch it again. I think I'll add it to my Christmas lineup. I think that the cast aged well. I think they captured family dynamics really well. Again, I think the first 40 minutes of the movie goes on my like all-time Christmas holiday films. It just lost me a little bit. And maybe, again, similar to every week on the Patreon when I try to get to the root of why do I hate Glee, and we finally have just decided, oh, I just don't like musicals. I think I just don't like horror movies. So, you know, I don't think it's this movie's fault. I think it's just not for me.
Okay. You know, that's fair. So next week's movie, a movie I've never seen. The cuties have voted, and we're covering Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've never seen it?
It was too weirdo for me.
We're ending this episode on a cliffhanger because I truly don't know. I feel like it could go in either direction. I feel like you could either love it or be like, confirmed, I knew I wasn't going to like it and I hate it. Because it is definitely a weirdo movie. But usually when you haven't seen a movie, it's because it's one of my picks and it's like nobody except for me and my brother and my mom have watched this movie. But for it to be such a formative film for so many people, I'm excited.
Me too. We'll figure it out together. On that note, we will talk to you later. Love you like a sister. Bye.
Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.